Welcome back, guys. So we ended July, so it only means one thing. Look back at what I've watched in July. It's been a bit of a mixed bag, this one. I'm actually kind of a bit disappointed. I haven't watched loads this month, but what I have watched has been a lot more, just not as good as I'd hoped in a weird way. So let's get into it. So as you can see, on the 5th of July, I opened my month with Grown Ups. It's one of my favourite Adam Sandler films. It's just easy to watch, funny, chemistry's good, story's simple, you're going to get laughs, and it's a shortish film, so it's always good for like an evening watch. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen it all, but if you haven't, it's worth a watch. So on the 6th of July, I got a bit of my Christopher Nolan fix and watched Dunkirk on 4K. This is a great film. It's not his best work. I really enjoy that. A lot of the film is in the IMAX ratio, so it's a little bit sometimes off-putting when it goes full IMAX and then goes to letterbox IMAX. But this film's actually quite a lot in IMAX, so you don't really get too much of that. So it's good. But I like my war films. I thought it was definitely worth a watch because I hadn't seen it since probably 2018-ish, maybe. So it has been a while. And I saw a great price on Vinted, so, thought it's definitely worth a rewatch. And then on the 7th of July, had to do the other Grown Ups, so Grown Ups 2. So I don't think it's as good as the first one. There's a bit too many poop jokes and fart jokes for my liking, so it does knock it down just a little bit. And I feel like the story's a bit weaker in this one, so it's a bit like, yeah. But still, you get your laughs, the chemistry's still there, you're going to get jokes, you're going to laugh, so it's still worth a watch, but it's just not as good as the first one. And now on the 11th of July, and this one actually really surprised me, was The Sheep Detectives. I was expecting, especially when I saw the trailer, I was like, what is this weird looking sort of film that Hugh Jackman's just gone, yes, I would do this. But it actually turned out to be really like a good film and very much enjoyed it. It was funny. The sheep's done well. The CGI is a bit questionable at some points, and I feel like you can tell the budget's not quite there. But in general, and it's kind of like a kiddie film, so it's not too hard to figure out who's done it if you don't. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch, especially if you've got kids and that. So me and my wife just watched this and very much enjoyed it. So it's not just for the kids, but I think the kids might get a bit more out of it and enjoy it a bit more. So now there was like a massive gap, and it wasn't until the 20th of July to watch another film. I think it's just so hot and that we just. I could just get a bit bothered. I'm like, no, I don't want to watch anything. So on the 20th, I watched Troy for the first time. Now, this is just getting ready for the Odyssey. I haven't really looked around or looked into the story much. Yeah, I was about 14 when this came out, so it just sort of just went over me and never got around to watching it. But I very much enjoyed it. I can't believe Brad Pitt is not a fan of this film. He's very good in it. The film's good. Nothing too crazy. Enjoyed it. Time went very quick. I actually watched the extended edition as well by accident. Didn't really think about it. I just put one in and I was like, oops, my bad. So I'm not sure how it compares to the original version, but I enjoyed it. And yeah, all the cast were great in it, and very much enjoyed it. And it helped me understand the Odyssey when I come to watch that. And a little bit more gap, and then it's the 24th of July, and I watched The Bike Riders. Now, I got this for like £11 in HMV a couple of months ago, so I should have realised that's a bit of an alarm bell. But Jodie Comer, I apologise for butchering her name. She's fantastic in it. The fact that how she does so many like accents in different roles that she does, it's mind-boggling. And then you hear her talk, and she's like Liverpoolian, and like you're like, oh my god, how are you doing this? Then you got Tom Hardy. He was a bit of a. I struggled to hear some bits that he was saying actually, sort of his accent and the way he was talking, bit weird and off-putting. But it was all right film. I'm glad I watched it, but it'll be only a one watch. Nothing too crazy. The ending is kind of predictable. And on the 25th of July, I finally got round to watching Marty Supreme. And this is when I was expecting big things from this. I don't know why. And I just thought it was a bit of a eh. And this is going to be a couple of things it's going to help up with, but like, I just don't think he's very likable. It's very like, why do I get behind this person if he's not likable? You know what I mean? So that's the problem I had with this, and there's a problem with another film in a minute that comes up. But it was good, and it was well shot, and everyone that played in it was very good. Not a problem there. It's just more the story. I was just like, I don't like this guy really. So I don't care what if you get your dream. I gave it 3.5 stars. Okay, not as good as I thought it was going to be. And then on the 28th of July, I went to IMAX to watch The Odyssey. Now, it's not the BFI one, this is just my local IMAX. And this is Thank You, Mr. Nolan. It was like a film made for the cinema, and I just don't think you get them anymore. Or they're very rare. So when I see he's made a film, you do get excited. And there's a reason why it's sold out a year before it had been released. People just know you're usually gonna get a good film, at least from Christopher Nolan. So the fact that he did it in full IMAX, 70mm, is just madness. You could tell the hard work went into the film. I feel like 99% of the people in the film enjoyed their performances. I enjoyed this film. It was a bit. The only issue I had, and I've got a review coming up shortly, is the pacing a little bit at the beginning and some of the dialogue issues, but I'll go into that in my review, which hopefully you should see soon. But generally, a great film, and it was so loud. It's such a loud film. If it's anything like that on a 4K, my lord, it's gonna be something. But yes, good film. Very much enjoyed it. So now on the 29th of July, I was struggling to sleep because it was the heat wave, and it was like 30 degrees in the house, and the fan was just blowing hot air as per usual, and I was like, I'm just going to put a film on. So I put on Over Your Dead Body. Now, I didn't know where I was going to go with this, and like it had some funny bits in it, but it got really weird very quickly, and there's a bit where some prisoners get introduced to the story. I'm not going to say too much. And after that, it just got very weird. And there's some jokes in there. I'm just like, do we need these sort of jokes in this film? But I just didn't click. Then, like I said, there are some good bits in here. There are some funny bits, and I did laugh. But I don't plan on ever watching this again. It was just very weird. And I don't want to say too much and ruin it, but yeah, not my thing. And then to end my July, on the 30th of July, I finally watched Uncut Gems. Now, I tried watching this many moons ago, and we basically must have got about 20 minutes into it, and we had to turn it off. It was just too much, too chaotic, and it just didn't go. So we gave it a chance again on the last night, being the 30th. And it was a chore. I did struggle. It's a bit of a chore to get through the film. Where like I think of Odyssey, it was like 3 hours long. I looked at my watch once for more like, do I need to pace myself? This is 2 hours 20 minutes, sound like. And I looked at my clock a lot, and I was like, when is this going to end? It was an okay film, and Adam Sandler's good in it, but again, he's not likable. None of the characters are likable, so I'm just like, why do I care if you get your money or not? But there is a bit in here that made me gasp, and I was like, oh my god, did not see that coming. Just going to say that. I don't normally, but I actually went, and I was like, that doesn't happen. So on that side of things, I was like, wow, wicked. But generally, for me, it's definitely going to be a one-time watch. I won't be able to watch that again. It was a chore, but I'm glad I've seen it, especially because Adam Sandler. It's like one of his better movies, supposedly. But that is it. That is what I've only watched in July. It's been a bit of a slow month. It's just not happened. things like the heat and that, I think we end up watching TV shows a bit more because we can just turn it off after a little bit or stuff like that. Or been playing stuff as well. I've been playing Lego Batman, so been mixing up a little bit. But hopefully in August I'll try and get a bit more in there. But let me know what you've watched in August, or if any of these you're a bit surprised by my ratings or what I think. It'd be good to hear your thoughts below. If you're new around here, please hit that like button and please subscribe, and I will speak to you soon. Please take care, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.